Hello to all. This is part 2 of chapter ecosystem. In part first, we already have discussed about ecosystem and their types and also about the stratification in an ecosystem. In this video, we are going to discuss about the biotic and abiotic components of an ecosystem and also about the components of a natural ecosystem like pond ecosystem. Learning outcomes. By the end of this video lesson, you will be able to understand the interactions and interrelationships between components of ecosystem, to interpret the significance of different components of environment, to classify species as autotrophs, heterotrophs, including different categories of consumers like herbivores, carnivores, omnivores, dativores, parasites, or saprotrophs from the knowledge of their mode of nutrition, and to explain the self-regulation of a natural ecosystem. Before going in detail, recall what you have learnt in part first. What is the smallest structural and functional unit of environment? Of course, it is an ecosystem. What are the components of an ecosystem? These are biotic and abiotic components. So, these components are interconnected, interacting to sustain life. Now, we will discuss in detail about the components of ecosystem. On the basis of living status, components of ecosystem can be divided into two groups. First, biotic components, and second, abiotic components. The word biotic means alive. So, biotic components include living components. For example, plants, animals, and microorganisms. In abiotic components, A means not, biotic means alive. Now we will discuss in detail about the abiotic components of an ecosystem. These are grouped into three categories: inorganic substance, organic substance, and climatic region. In inorganic substance, inorganic nutrients are included like carbon, nitrogen, sulfur, potassium, and also carbon dioxide and water. Among organic substance, main components are carbohydrates, lipids, and proteins. In climatic region, temperature, humidity, soil factor, also known as edaphic factors, light, pressure, etc. are included. Now we will discuss in detail about the biotic components. These components are grouped into two categories on the basis of the mode of nutrition found in them. First, autotrophs, and second category is heterotrophs. Word auto means self and trophos means nourishment. So autotrophs are self-dependent. They prepare their own food. That's why they are also known as producers. Autotrophs can further be divided into two groups based on the source of energy of production of food. These are photoautotrophs, which use sunlight as a source of energy, and chemoautotrophs, which use some chemical compounds as a source of energy. Now moving to the second group, that is heterotrophs. The word hetero means others and trophos means nourishment. So they are dependent on other organisms for their nutrition. Heterotrophs can further be divided into two categories based on the size of organisms. First category is macro consumers, which are of large sized. They are primary consumers, secondary consumers, and tertiary consumers or top consumers. And second group is micro consumers or saprotrophs. They are of small size. Now we will discuss each of these groups in detail. First of all, producers or autotrophs. They are grouped into two categories. First is photoautotrophs and second is chemoautotrophs. Photoautotrophs can prepare their own food by the process of photosynthesis using sunlight as a source of energy. For example, or green plant, blue-green algae or cyanobacteria, purple non-sulfur bacteria, and green non-sulfur bacteria. Chemoautotrophs use the energy from chemical compounds. The process is known as chemosynthesis. And examples are iron bacteria and sulfur bacteria. Some of the examples of autotrophs from terrestrial habitats are herbaceous plants and woody plants. In aquatic habitat, examples are phytoplankton, algae, floating and submerged plants. Another group from macro consumer is primary consumer or herbivores. They obtain food directly from producers and turn into biomass. They provide key industrial products, that is, raw material for different industries. Among terrestrial habitat, the examples are grasshopper, cow, deer, etc. And in aquatic habitat, some of the examples are mollusca, snail, tadpole, and mosquito larva. Next category is secondary consumers or primary carnivore. They obtain food from primary consumers or herbivores and turn into their biomass. Actually, these are small carnivore animals which feed on herbivore animals. Some of the examples from terrestrial habitat are toad, spider, and lizard. In aquatic habitat, some examples are hydra, frog, and small fishes. Next category is tertiary consumer or secondary carnivores. They obtain food from secondary consumers or primary carnivores and turn into their biomass. Actually, these are large carnivore animals which feed on primary carnivores. Snake is an example from terrestrial habitat, and large aquatic fishes are example from aquatic habitat. Next group is top carnivore. They can eat tertiary consumers or secondary carnivores. Generally, they do not have no natural predators. Some of the examples from terrestrial habitat are tiger, lion, peacock, and falcon. And from aquatic habitat, great white shark and killer whale are the main examples. Another group from macro consumer is omnivore. These are animals which feed on both plants and animals. For example, pig, cat, rat, and of course, we human beings. Next category of consumers is parasites. These live on the surface or in the body of host organism. Host is an organism on which parasite depend on for its nutrition. Examples of some animal parasites are tapeworm, liver fluke, and hookworm. Examples of some plant parasites are Cuscuta amarvale, Indian sandalwood tree, and Rafflesia. Another category of consumers is scavenger. They feed on dead and injured animals, and therefore they clean the earth. They break down organic material and recycle it into the ecosystem as nutrients. Actually, scavengers start the decomposition process, and they feed on large quantity of dead material. Examples are vultures, carrion beetle, hyena, and crow. Next category is detritivore. These are the animals which feed on leftover part of the organic food material, especially plant detritus, and therefore they also make the surrounding clean. Examples of detritivore are earthworm, dung beetle, snail, and crab. Next category is decomposers. They decompose the dead body of producers and consumers. They are also known as micro consumers due to their very small size, or reducers as they degrade the dead organic matter, or transformers as they change organic compounds into inorganic forms which are suitable for reuse by producers, or osmotrophs also, because they uptake dissolved organic compounds by osmosis for their nutrition. Examples are bacteria and fungi. That's all about the components of an ecosystem. Now we will discuss about the components of a pond ecosystem to understand the self-regulation of a natural ecosystem. In a pond ecosystem, abiotic and biotic components are interacting, interconnected to each other, sustaining the life. The main abiotic component of a pond ecosystem are also of three categories: inorganic substance, organic substance, and climatic region. Among inorganic substance, water and dissolved nutrients and CO2 are included. As organic substance, some dissolved organic substance are found in pond water, and as climatic factors, solar input, the cycle of temperature, day length, etc. are included. In biotic components also different categories are there, like producers, consumers, and decomposers. As producers, phytoplankton, some algae, and floating, submerged, and marginal plants are included. As consumers, zooplankton, free swimming, and bottom dwelling forms are found. And as decomposers, fungi, bacteria, and some flagellate elements are found in pond water. And all these components remain interconnected and interacting, sustaining the pond ecosystem. That's all about the component of ecosystem for a pond ecosystem. Here are some practice questions, including the questions asked in previous CBSE board exams. Please pause the video, take screenshots, and then solve these questions. That's all about the components of ecosystem. Thanks.